everybody to be here today to celebrate the International Day of Rural Women. I'm happy to welcome you. I am Cynthia, Communication Officer in the WWSF Foundation. So today we will learn more about the rural women condition with Maria Elfriede Prader-Arvin, Women's World Summit Foundation founder. And we will also learn more about SEWA, so the Self-Employed Women Association, with Jyoti Makwan, General Secretary of SEWA. At the end, I will introduce the WWSS 30th anniversary e-booklet, and after we will have some time for the Q&A and the closure. Please note everybody that this event is recorded. If you don't want to appear on the screen, you are free to shut down your camera. So I let the floor today to Elie Prader-Arvin.
Okay, hello everybody. What a joy to see so many of the laureates of this year. Dear friends, members, sponsors, and future nominators of our annual prize for women's creativity in rural life. Today is a real special day as we celebrate and mark the annual International Day of Rural Women on 15th of October, a day which was an NGO idea in 1995 during the Beijing 4th World Conference on Women. And to create such a day around the world was a discussion among NGOs. So WWSF took the lead to design and promote the idea with publicity, logos, and fundraising, and invited world leaders to join the initiative of a World Day to raise more awareness and knowledge about the lives of our sisters living and working in rural communities around the world. After demand from UN member states, the UN declared in 2007, 15th of October, an annual official International Day of Rural Women. So every year it is celebrated in many, many countries. We also decided to announce and honor on this day, 15th of October, our selected annual prize winners receiving the prize for women's creativity in rural life. We are celebrating today the 30th anniversary of the prize, a program, and share online our e-booklet with brief profiles of all 500 laureates awarded to date in more than 120 countries. They are presented in their creativity, strength, and compassion, as well as about challenges still ongoing in rural communities today. For those of you who are new to the annual prize program, I wish to mention briefly that this annual award since 1994 was created and is promoted by the Women's World Summit Foundation, based in Geneva, which is an international not-for-profit NGO serving the implementation of women's and children's rights and various UN development agendas. The prize of $1,000 per laureate honors women and women's groups around the world exhibiting extraordinary courage, creativity, and commitment for the improvement of the quality of life in rural communities. So thanks to the support from Cynthia Guerrera, our communications officer, who designed the online WWSF prize booklet, which draws brief attention to the 500 individual prize winners' contributions to sustainable development and also to the gaps and of household food security, access to land rights and good seeds, and so much more, thus generating recognition and support for their projects. While rural women are vital in providing examples of sound practices in their communities, they still do not have full access to tools for sustainable development such as education, internet connection, access to credit, land rights, participation in decision making, and so much more. By highlighting and awarding creative development models, innovation, and experiences, enhancing the quality of rural life, WWSF participates in addressing the urgency to eradicate rural poverty, discrimination, and increase women's empowerment. The time has come to end rural poverty. We hope you enjoy reading about the prize winners and that you consider sending us nominations for the 2026 prize process to help us advance in the realization of the UN Sustainable Development Goals to be arrived at in 2030. I now will very briefly present to you our 8 prize winners for 2025, who received already the $1,000 award, which represents our Solidarity Award for their efforts for numerous obstacles overcome, and which is not meant to be a project fund, but although in many cases the prize money is reinvested in the work of the Laureates project. So I begin with Nigeria. Juliana Amaka Ugwe from Nigeria. She is a research professor for forest entomology and NEWARD member. NEWARD stands for Nigerian Women in Agricultural Research for Development, advances sustainable agriculture in Nigeria by developing affordable plant-based biopesticides, training over 200 rural women in agrobusiness, and empowering underserved communities through STEM, which is about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, plus in education, digital literacy, food security initiatives, and more. You can read about her in the e-booklet, which is published on our website online. The second laureate is Maria Lorena Harp Iturribarria from Mexico. Through solar household energy, she has pioneered the adoption of solar cooking in the rural communities, reducing reliance on firewood and gas, improving health, cutting energy costs, and empowering families, especially women and children, through hands-on training, innovative cooker designs, and a grassroots network that has made clean, sustainable cooking widely accessible. Our number 3 laureate is Eugénie Mukasanga from Rwanda. Through the Bright Future Initiative in Rwanda, she has provided clean water access to 250 households, reducing gender-based violence and time spent by women and girls collecting water. Over 250 individuals, mainly rural women, have been trained in gender rights, hygiene, and business skills, while community-driven efforts and partnerships have fostered gender equality, improved well-being, and challenged harmful social norms. Again, for more information, check out the e-booklet. Number 4, Nelly Rodriguez from India. An educator and activist, she has transformed rural life in Goa by empowering thousands of women through self-help groups, vocational training, and leadership initiatives, boosting their role in local development while launching key community infrastructure and now leading as the president of the Association of the Local Government of India to promote women's grassroots leadership nationwide. Number 5, Adideme Kutangni from Togo. Since 2023, she has led the solar electrification of 14 rural health centers in Togo through Solar Africa Solar Health Program, improving healthcare for over 100,000, promoting women's leadership. No, over 100,000 people, especially women and children, while training locals, promoting women's leadership and advancing sustainable community-owned solutions through her dual role as program director and founder of the Kekelimik Association. Okay, number 6 is Nqueny Akut Majak from Uganda. As a South Sudanese refugee and advocate, she leads the Learn, Lead, Thrive project in Uganda, which since 2023 has empowered over 365 rural and refugee girls through vocational training, mentorship, and mental health support, resulting in several small businesses, 10 youth leaders, and expanded access to education, including helping 15 peers secure the DAFI scholarships. Number 7 is Regina Jeptu from Kenya. As the founder of Jenga Jimali Association, she has empowered over 2,000 people in Kenya's West Pokot County through integrated programs in health, economic empowerment, and climate resilience, supporting gender-based violence survivors with financial training, promoting sustainable violence survivors, and with financial training also by advancing women's cooperatives to uplift marginalized rural communities and foster long-term change. Last but not least is our 8th laureate, Jaisara Baral from Nepal. She is transforming rural Nepal through beekeeping and sustainable agriculture, empowering women with income-generating skills, promoting biodiversity and food security, and advancing eco-conscious education as part of the Blink Now sustainable program, creating a nature-based, inclusive model for resilient and self-reliant communities. As mentioned earlier, more information of all these laureates are available in our attached online booklet. Okay, these were the laureates of this year, and they are already part of the 500 which we celebrate today. I now wish to share with you a few key statistics for those who don't know that much about the status of rural women. Let me just share with you labor force and agricultural participation. Women make up 43% of the agricultural workforce globally, and in some countries it is up to 70%. However, rural women often work more hours than men, and much of this work is unpaid, informal, or contributing to family work. And again, these are all statistics taken from the United Nations research and from 24 to 25. The second statistic I want to share is about land ownership and legal rights. In nearly 80% of countries with data, fewer than half of women have ownership of secure rights to agricultural land. Many countries, 58 out of 84 that were reviewed, lack adequate legal protections for women's land rights in areas like inheritance, family law, and many others. The third statistic is about gender wage gap. A large portion of the wage or income gap in both developed and developing countries is unexplained, meaning it results from discrimination, lessened opportunity, or structural barriers. The FAO report, the UN FAO report noted that up to 90% of the wage gap between men and women is unexplained, and we need to look into that. In some countries in Latin America, productivity gaps for women in agriculture are estimated to cost significant sums due to different access in inputs, credit, and markets. This happens, for example, in Malawi, in Uganda, in Tanzania, etc. Then I would like to share just the digital divide in low and middle income countries, where women are about 19% less likely than men to use mobile internet, and rural women even more so. Rural women are 29% less likely than urban women or men to use mobile internet. Rural women are also less likely to own mobile phones or smartphones. And on climate change and vulnerability, I'd like to share that rural female-headed households in poorer countries suffer more from climate shocks. For example, losses of income in heat waves and floods are larger than for male-headed ones, stated so by the FAO. And the political representation and legal status as of January 2025, women hold about 27% of seats in national parliamentary globally. That is up to a little bit from previous years, but far away from parity. There is so much more work to be done. Many countries still have laws that discriminate in inheritance or family land law, or lack legal frameworks for secure land rights. And I have the great pleasure to give the floor to an extraordinary woman, Jyoti Magwan, who will share with you one of the most remarkable self-employed women's association in India, called SEWA, which has to date 3.2 million rural women members.
I'm very happy and I feel very honored on behalf of SEWA to join this meeting. And SEWA is registered as SEWA is Self-Employed Women's Association, which is a union of women workers in India, which was registered in the year 1972 as a trade union. And today we have a membership of 3.2 million across 18 states of our country. So we are a women's organization, and it's a journey of almost 53 years now. And Sister Ila Bhatt is the founder of our union. And I think all 53 years of our journey, we had invested a lot in organizing the women workers in different trades under the informal economy. And those women workers are street vendors and hawkers, the vegetable vendors, fruit vendors who sell their vegetable and fruits and earn income from that. We have different women who are working, known to be a home-based workers. They bring work from the contractors who are a daily wage earner, a piece rate earner, and they do a different kinds of activity using their own home to be the workplace. And they work for the contractor, like rolling the Indian cigars or doing the garmenting in the house. So that is that their home itself is their workplace, and they earn money from that. And the third category of the workers are service providers, the rural workers. And I think those that is a majority of our membership comes from rural. And I think from the 3.2 million members, 54% of our membership is in agriculture and rural areas. And I think that's the biggest part at SEWA, whom we are organizing since all these 53 years now. So we have an objective of organizing these women to to achieve full employment, that they work hard for 8 to 10 hours a day but earn very less, and they are not recognized in our country to be the workers. And this workforce is 93% of the total country's labor workforce. And still the women workers are not recognized to be the workers, and there are no policies and no securities for them. They still are struggling to get work security, income security, no enough meal to eat. Food security is the biggest problem. And access to other social security like healthcare, childcare, insurance, pensions are far away from their life. So that is our mission, that we wanted to organize these women workers and help them. How do we achieve work security, income security, food security, and social security? And all of the trade in which we are organizing the women workers, especially the rural women workers, there is surplus of labor in the rural and less of work. So SEWA, while organizing these workers, had to find alternates for these women, that how do they really are able to get some work, have and earn money from that, and at least have food in the family, 2 time enough meal in the family, and other social security needs. We say minimum of healthcare, education, that is our focus. At least minimum this security the women can get from the income what they can earn. So SEWA all these 53 years is striving to achieve full employment, which we call full employment, and making women self-reliant. So I think the self-reliant part is very important at SEWA. It is economic self-reliance. Of course, we need money in our hand to survive, but also self-reliance in terms of increasing the decision-making ability. That I work hard, I earn money, but then I have no role in making decision on where to use the money, where to use the income, in food, in education of the children, or something else. So women has no such decision making power in the family, though they are worker and they work hard. So our role is how do we really create more decision making ability of these women workers so that they are able to become self-reliant. So these are the two major objectives: achieving full employment, where we say work security, income security, food security, and social security or social protection. And that's the biggest objective. And the second is on more of making women self-reliant. So I think these women really are struggling a lot in terms of how do we they survive, sustain their families with 2 time enough meal to eat. And SEWA had to work on many ways in terms of how do we really make them. But more of is because we believe in rural women leadership. So we did not wanted someone else come outside and give them, or someone is giver and they are the taker, but we wanted to build their leadership, that they actually lead this with their collective organized strength. So like 3.2 million women are now together and they are fighting for their issues. And SEWA is more working towards building their capacity, leadership capacity, technical capacity, technology, even why not education now, even though their age has passed, but they still can get educated and then focus on their children education. So we wanted to build their capacity. And thirdly, we were very much involved in terms of how do we create assets in the name of women. Because in our country, it's more all income, the house, the property is always in the name of men. And women has nothing in the rural areas. They just are workers, they work hard, they earn money, they take care of the home, they take care of the children with no say, no control over the income. So that is the basic objective of organizing these women, and with their leadership, how does the family sustain? So I mean, the unit of our work is the family, but we wanted to sustain the family under the leadership of women, because she is worker and she contributes to the family, she contributes to the society, and she also contributes to the economy of our country. But why not still recognizing them to be a worker and a contributor to the economy as a whole, in the family, in the society, and also in our own country? 93% of the labor workforce and more than 60% are women workers. So that is a basic objective of organizing them. And yeah, of course, all these 53 years, women have really led well, because we had to invest more in organizing process, building their leadership and their ownership of the organization. So if anyone, because I also come from a tobacco agriculture worker family myself, and if anyone asks me what is SEWA, I would always say I am SEWA, because I am the member of SEWA and I own my organization. And with all other women who are organized at SEWA, we collectively built our strength to fight the issues what we are facing in our family, in our society, and in our country as a whole. And we need a lot of policy for ourselves in terms of breaking all the barriers what we face in our own trade. And that is very important. So I think SEWA all these years has been organizing the women workers. It's so good this women has taken. We have cadre of leaders who is leading in the villages, in the rural areas, to organize other women. So we don't have people from outside to go and organize, make members. The leaders themselves organize the other workers in their own villages, in their own trade. And I think that's the beauty at SEWA, and that's how we are spreading through their leadership. We are spreading. I mean, in the first year while we got registered, we were only 50 members, and now we are 3.2 million members. And the workers themselves, being a leader, has played a greater role in terms of organizing the other workers like themselves in their own trade and other trade also. And I think for us, even access to finance is very important. So organizing is very important in our approach. We invest a lot in that, do so many meetings with women, try make them to raise their issues, involve them in the activity implementation and also monitoring. And that's how we also build their capacity. Why not access to technology? Why not access to mainstream market? Why not access to infrastructure? And why not access to education? We have that right. Why not? And we women, though we may earn less, we work hard, and we know, and we are illiterate. But if we are given the opportunities, we can also uh, use computers. We just need an opportunity to get trained. So SEWA is focusing on that, building their capacity in different way, irrespective of that, whether they have gone to school or no. And now our women are using their own apps in terms of renewing the membership in their own villages, in the rural areas. So that capacity building part is very, very important at SEWA. And also we have the main problem what our founder had always told, that poverty is also a kind of violence with the consent of society. So we believe in values, and we say truth, non-violence, because we are very inspired by Gandhian philosophy in India, which speaks about truth and non-violence. But for us, of course, poverty is also a kind of violence. Because when I'm hungry, someone is beating my stomach, someone is beating my children's stomach when they have no food to eat. So that is also violence with the consent of society. And so we believe in building assets in the name of women through access to financial services at the doorstep. So in the villages, women get organized into small self-help groups to save money, take small credit and buy assets from that and use the asset in terms of increasing their income in the family. So now they don't have to go to the money lenders. They have their own capital in their own group. That's how we are promoting capital formation at the doorstep. And of course, access to social security like healthcare, childcare. We now have insurance pension for these women workers. And I think that is where SEWA is now. But there are biggest challenges if we look in the future, because while SEWA celebrated 50 years, we decided that we will celebrate 100 years.
We give the floor then to Cynthia Guerrero, okay, our communications officer, who is also our moderator. Will introduce to you the WWSF e-booklet she published online by collecting and presenting each one of the 500 prize winners over 30 years in an online e-booklet available on our website. Okay, Cynthia, you have the floor.
Can anyone see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So as we celebrate today the 30th anniversary of our e-booklet, we would like to highlight the 500 laureates awarded so far since the 94 date of the creation of the prize. So you can find online in our website woman.ch an e-booklet with all the profile of all the laureates. So this e-booklet is built to be interactive. So in this way, you are, for example, here, the summary. You can click on the year you want to discover more. For example, this year. And you will see all the profile of the laureate awarded this year. If you want to go back and discover another year, feel free to click to directly the page of the year to be redirected to the summary and discover another year. We would like also in this e-booklet, this anniversary, to share with you some resources to organize, for example, your International Day of Rural Women. You will be able to find in this page access of key poster and information to be able to organize your event. In the meantime, you will also find here the shortcut to the nomination form to select your candidate and send the application to us. Okay, if we go back here, I will just shortly explain to you how you can nominate your laureate online. So it's easy. In our website, you can find the first one in the woman.ch Get Involved, Take Action. The first link to the nomination form, who is created to give you the key information about how to nominate your laureate and the document you need to provide to us. It's important for you to respect the deadline before the 30 April 26 in order that we can take the nomination into account. We recommend you to complete the document in a legible writing because that will be the only information we have in order to contact you and to contact the laureate if she is awarded in 26. If you have some question, please don't hesitate to ask us directly in the chat. I see that we have some laureates connected with us today. If they want to share a few words about their nomination, about the prize, they can be free to speak if they want to participate.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Thank you for being with us today.
Hello.
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon here from Nigeria. My name is Rita Otu, and I was one of the winners. I think that was in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you for the good work that you guys are doing. and also to say a big thank you to Ellie, who is also doing well. The prize money that I won, I was able to do a lot of things for the women in my community because I am a farmer. So I had opportunity to provide the rural women with biofortified improved varieties of cassava stems. Because over here in Nigeria, we eat a lot of cassava. We process it into gari and other byproducts of cassava. So the money was enough for me to share to the rural women for them to grow cassava and also farm during the farming season. So at least 2 or 3 women came back to give me the feedback that they were able to sell the gari and make some money and use that to pay fees for their children. So I am here to say a big thank you to Ellie for the good work that you're doing and also giving me the opportunity to be one of the winners and use the opportunity to improve malnutrition in my community. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for your testimony, Rita.
Yes, Rita, it's so nice to see you. I remember you very, very much. So maybe, Rita, I will contact you. Maybe we can begin a structure on how to invite every nation to have a prize for their rural communities, and especially the women and the girls. And I really thank you for being with us today. You're a great girl.
Thank you, Maria. I see that we have also Regina, a laureate from this year, that wants to give us some words. Regina, you are free to speak if you want.
Thank you, Cynthia. I am Regina Chepto, a 24-year-old girl from West Pokot, Kenya. West Pokot is a dry area in Kenya, often marginalized. The women here face a lot of problems, including underrepresentation and also not being recognized for their work. So today being the International Day of the Rural Women, I first want to thank the organizers and you, Cynthia, of the prize. I honestly want to say that I feel recognized, I feel seen, because often as young change makers, we rarely get seen because mostly our work is not really out there, but you guys have made us seen and feel important. So I want to say thank you a lot for that. Today, I want to celebrate the strength, resilience, and leadership of the rural women, especially the ones I work with. I am in the process of organizing an event with them, probably this Saturday, and just appreciate their work and tell them that we see them and we feel them just the way you guys have done to us. So yes, I want to say thank you again. And for the money that I have gotten, I will reuse it in Jenga Jamii. I am the founder of Jenga Jamii, a community-based organization in Kenya. So this prize will really help me increase my impact and also continue with our projects and reach more people in the community. So yes, thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Regina.
Yeah,
I see that. Yes, Ellie.
Yes, I also want to say thank you, thank you. I know Kenya quite well, and I am so impressed by the creativity and the courage by so many women who really now want to make a change in the quality of their lives. And we have to help them because it is one world and we are one family and we own it to the people who do the most necessary and basic work for us to grow, to live, to feed our children, to do all the things that are most important in life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ellie. I see that we have also Juliana here, a laureate from 25 also. Juliana, please feel free.
Okay, thank you, Cynthia, for this opportunity. My name is Juliana from Nigeria, 2025 winner. I want to say a very big thank you to WWSF for this opportunity. It was quite a great one to me because I least expected it. I didn't know that someone somewhere is watching my work. One of my big mommy that is here, Professor Stella William, made me to know about it, and she requested that I should be nominated by our organization because I have passion for women growth. Growing up in a village, I know what rural women pass through in life to earn their meat and to take care of their children. And so it has become my passion to touch their life in whatever way I can. The little opportunity I have, I try to give it up and to speak out for them. And that motivated me to be organizing the little program I do organize for the young girls, for the women scientists in my institute. And then it has been a kind of a thing that I do almost every year. I do organize a program for women to mark their day, either on International Day of Women's or Girls and in Science, or in the International Women's Day. So, and I was doing it out of passion because I wanted to touch life. I wanted women to come out of their poverty. And I wanted them to know that someone else somewhere cares for them, and not knowing that people are watching. And that was what prompted my nomination. So I was so much happy when I saw it, and I'm very, very grateful to the organization for the opportunity. And I promise to use the fund they have sent to me to do more. And by the special grace of God, I keep working and I keep touching life the little I can. And since it has been a kind of routine for me to organize program. By next year's International Rural Women's Day, make sure that I organize a program for rural women to showcase the work we are doing at this end. So thank you so much. I so much appreciate it. It will go a long way to assist me in the little work I'm doing. I'm very grateful.
Well, thank you so, so much. Really, really, we learned so much from all your work and from how you go about making your countries safer and more prosperous, because we cannot continue this world that leaves so many people behind.
Je suis Adideme lauréate 2025. Je suis très heureuse et très reconnaissante de ce prix-là. Vraiment, vous apportez une lumière sur ce que nous faisons ici au Togo. Donc, aujourd'hui, vous n'êtes pas sans savoir que le réchauffement climatique a des impacts négatifs sur l'agriculture, et que cette agriculture qui est la première source de revenus des femmes dans les milieux ruraux. Et donc, nous, au niveau de notre association, nous travaillons et nous apportons notre aide à ces femmes-là en les formant gratuitement, en pourvoyant au matériel pour leur formation, et nous les accompagnons à ce que tout ce qu'elles ont appris, elles puissent le faire bien, et puis qu'elles soient une source de revenus pour elles, afin que leur vie soit vraiment changée.
Okay, I will translate. Thank you, Adideme, for your testimony. So she shares with us that in Togo there is a challenge about the climate change. So with her association, she is working to improve the access to the women to the new tools in order to do agricultural work. So she is happy to share with us that the prize is in link with his association. So she will use it to highlight and develop her work in our association. Merci beaucoup, Adideme. Thank you a lot, Adideme.
Yeah, thank you. Let me take this opportunity because we are two on camera. I'm Gyslaine Witonze, the one nominated Regina and Eugénie and Akut. I am representing Umurage Growth, a local organization based in Rwanda and in Uganda. And Eugénie, she was mentioning that she's very happy. She was very touched to see being nominated as a rural woman, less speaking English, not really fitting in international languages, but she tried her best. She can write a little, and then we translate, and then we communicate in this way. So seeing her trying this try, and then see how she was succeeding and being nominated for the Laureate of 2025, it was very impressive to her. There is no one else beside us as Umurage who work with her day to day. You are the one recognizing her work, since 2015, and she feels so touched and she feels very committed. She promised you that soon she gets the prize, she will keep using, she will multiply the prize that you are going to give to her and reaching more community members, vulnerable women. She's very committed and she's happy to continue sharing her impact over the time. Thank you so much and keep it up, and she's happy to be part of this event.
Thank you so much for your testimony and for your participation and for all the energy you put into it. The time has come for rural women to now wake up and speak up and demand the rights that you have the right to. Thank you so much for being with us.
I want to say thanks for the organization and for all of you. And I feel so proud for being part of this marvelous group. And I want to say thanks to Luis Meyer, who is hear me, and for all people who have supported me to do this project. I didn't know that I will be doing this work, but sometimes the cooking work, the solar cooking came to my life, and I'm very happy. This project changed my life, and I really enjoy to teach and to share with women of my community. I am from Oaxaca, is one of the states the more poverty with more poverty in Mexico, and I really enjoy to share with them this magic thing that is cooking with the sun, no? Without oil and without cutting the trees, and without smoking, smoke. Yes, which is so healthy. And so bad for yes, and she are now with more liberty, no libertad, free, yeah, for free time. Yes, free time for doing other jobs, other activities. Yes. And I have really ¿cómo se dice? Disfrutar. I have enjoyed this work, and I am so grateful with you for put your side and your focus in this project. And this is our work of a lot of women, with Luis Meyer, with Margarita Bartle, and all my my women, solar women. I have worked since 20 years ago. Thank you for this moment, and thank you for this prize.
Well, thank you so much for sharing so much about your life and about your dream for all the projects that you are doing to come through.
Okay, yeah, my name is Akut Maja. I'm really, I don't know, I'm really excited. I'm really humbled. So much impressed. Yeah, with that prize, I'm really going to do it the way I've been implementing others to do that work, and to continue to just see that small organization of mine grow. Going to have website now, because I don't have so many things. To have all the social media platform with my organization, I'm pushing so hard now. And this award is one thing I don't think what I would really forget in my life. And just know you have really pushed someone that didn't know that's far I can really go at international level. Really, I couldn't believe that, but I thank God that He's able to push me, and just continue with that work. Identifying such people is really great, and I thank God. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for everybody, for all your sharing, for all your caring, for all your love, and for the future you want to create. I find that women are the place. And you will all hear from us because we started a new project. It's called the Women's Table, that all of you can create your own table for communication with your friends, your families, and your colleagues to look into your community, what is missing, what could you contribute, what needs to be stopped, what needs to be put in the press, what are the visions of the women for the future. Because if we don't have women's table, we are still not invited to the tables of men where they decide. For 75% of humanity has nothing to say to create the space in which we live. And that we now need to do. The women have to create tables, communication networks to discuss how can we co-create the future to be more peaceful, more egalitarian, and more joyful, because the world is in deep, deep breakout problems. Okay, I thank you all for coming, for all your sharing, and I'm so touched by so many wonderful testimonies. And thank you, Cynthia, for accompanying us in this, and your work for the booklet you have to visit is extraordinary. I've never seen a booklet like this. If you have candidates to propose for next year, okay, you can find, as my colleague said, the registration form for the candidates for 2026. It's a formula you have to fill out, and then you have an additional information, the criteria. So what is requested from us to consider you as a prize winner next year. Okay? So here we leave you and we thank you again, and we'll stay in touch with you.